Hey, I'm coming to you. La live, man. You gonna need at least 5 grand to hold my finance. I am P54 from a giant. No, really, I'm Tom, and this is Bros with Mics. Again, you see, we are missing the infamous Cody Woe. He's having some technical difficulties on the way in here, and his computer decided to do an update right as we were getting started. So it is what it is, and it was what it was. What we're gonna do first, make sure we're getting this thing shared. If you're in here, man, just gonna do a share to your friend, at least one person. If you're here, you're enjoying what you're seeing, share it to at least one person. You know, my mic doesn't like my phone being too close to try to share, but share it to one person. You know, Bros with Mics is family friendly. We enjoy anybody who takes the time to come here and just chat with us. So if you enjoy chatting with us, just stop by, say hello, goodbye, farewell, my friend, whatever you want to say. You remember that old little song? I know some of you guys, 90s, 80s, 70s, babies. That's so long. Farewell, to you, my friend. One of my buddies was singing that earlier. Now it's been stuck in my head for a little bit. But no, you know why we're here, man. Alabama has made some coaching decisions. And I don't know if you guys can see behind me here. You know, we had to get the catch in there for the Georgia fans and friends of mine. I seen a post today talking about how no active coach has beaten Kirby Smart. Hmm, interesting. That is interesting. You know, uh, we'll see them this year. There's going to be some big changes in the SEC, but one of those starting with University of Alabama, right? What Forrest Gump say? Alabama. Alabama chose Kalen DeBoer, whatever however you want to say his name, for Washington. He is actually a pretty good choice. Honestly, it's a big program, big shoes to fill, and it's really time for him to make that jump anyway. Honestly, you lost a lot of people at Washington. You coming down to the SEC when it's a little bit of a toss up now. Who's going to be the top dog? He's coming in at a good time, right when there's a changing of the guard. I mean, Nick Saban's out. He's in. Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. Honestly, stepping into that role. So maybe he makes something shake, or he's going to figure out real damn fast about the third Saturday in October, and we go figure out what defense is down here and why it's so important to us. So I think it's a great pickup. Let's look at some of him as a history. I'm gonna get him pulled up here for you guys. And you know, I keep seeing people in over in Bros. I mean, I Bros some mice over in Ball for Life Uncensored complaining. Why do you guys keep talking about Alabama? Why you keep posting about Alabama? One, because it's Ball for Life Uncensored. We can talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. For two, for starters, for secondary, uh, because it makes a difference. That's a huge rivalry game for us, right? Having those guys in the back of your mind is kind of what it takes to understand what's coming next with them. We understand the importance of the rivalry and why we play the game. So that's why we talk about Alabama. What else are we going to talk about? It's off season right now. What else? That's the news. That's what's going on. I mean, we talk about Tennessee choking in this last game, not playing great defense in basketball, but this is not a basketball podcast. It's a football podcast. And we're talking about Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer, some of his statistics making its way from the once Pac-12, which is Pac no more, Pac-2, if I'm not mistaken. His career record for 4 years been a coach. He's 37-9, which is not bad. Been in some good ball games. We've seen him at the pinnacle of college sports, making it to the championship. So is that what he is prepared to bring to Alabama? Is that what we're going to be looking forward to? Can he carry that momentum over to the next level? Lord knows. I mean, he looked decent at Fresno State during his time back in 2020, but you know, the world was kind of in shambles. So it's a little bit easier to look decent when there's barely any games being played. Honestly, I mean, half the people didn't even have fans in the stadium. We looked at the basketball championship and there was virtual fans. But you know who was in the stadium? Them Vols, y'all. We were in the stands. We were cheering for our team. You know, it's a new start right there coming in 21. We had to make a coaching transition right there. So, you know, we were supporting those years. But we're looking to this guy, Kalen DeBoer of Washington, former of Washington, now of Alabama. First year, he's 6-3, 2020, 2021, he went 12-9. Turn around Washington, he was 11-2. My bad, I said that wrong. He's 9-3 Fresno, 11-2 at Washington, then 14-1 this year. This guy has a proven track record. So he's coming in with some talent. right? It's not anybody we're just going to step over. Some of us thought maybe Trigger Lane was going to hop in there, but I think Lane Kiffin's happy where he's at. He's making good money, finally getting Washington. Ole Miss the first 10 and 11 win season, so it makes sense that he would stay there. Some people said Deion Sanders, he ain't leaving Colorado. A few of the names have popped around, Novell, a few of the Franklin. Them guys are moving. So I like this. I like this pickup for Alabama. I like a guy who doesn't know defense all that well. He's an offensive-minded person. I like them to take Alabama back to not having great defense, right? Especially with Tennessee loading up on the weapons we have coming, especially with Texas and Oklahoma coming in. Georgia and Alabama playing. He's going to get a real taste of the SEC. This is a perfect year for him to join the SEC. Honestly, if there's ever a time to join, this would be the time where we're kind of just out there in a dog eat dog situation. The SEC is about to be real king rat coming out, and I say that a lot, meaning we're going to throw the best in there and just let them eat each other alive, and the best of the best will come out on top. That's what we're about to start seeing from the SEC now. At this point of view, so I like him coming right now. Some other news that's been floating around, because I gotta speak on Oklahoma at the same time because Cody isn't here to speak about them. They've got a little pickup. QB Thompson, who played for Texas. Excuse me. It's one of very few players to both play on both sides of the Red River rivalry coming in. That was a big question was that going to continue? Oklahoma stops playing Oklahoma State, but they're still able to play Texas. So now with Casey Thompson coming in, Jackson Arnold's kind of getting pushed to the wayside again, as if like, hey, sorry, man, you're going to have to compete against a seventh-year senior who got waived due to his ACL tear. So he's getting some PT in right there. So what is Oklahoma bringing to the table, y'all? It's Oklahoma going back to this Oklahoma we've seen over the past 3 years. It's not the same 10-win, 11-win, playoff potential Oklahoma. Are we seeing this broken Oklahoma that's still trying to find their footing, losing big name coaches like Levy, headed out, a lot of players headed out? Is that the Oklahoma we're bringing in? If there was ever a year for Tennessee, I'd say this. I mean, let me say this. All Tennessee fans say this is our year. This is our year. And I am one of those. Very much so. I find myself doing it year in, year out because we always look great. I mean, we thought we were great this year with Joe. I thought we had the potential to be great with Joe, but people kind of fluffed our heads up. So that's on us for falling into the trap. But if there was ever a year, and hear me out, this will be the year for them, right? Florida ain't got their stuff together. Alabama's got a brand new coach who's new to the SEC and the play and the tempo and the high octane of the way we move, especially on defense, especially run game. Georgia is kind of they're Georgia. They'll still be the same Georgia. You're gonna have to compete against them regardless. But they're beatable. We've seen the chink in the armor. They're very beatable. So if there was ever a year for Tennessee to do it, this would be the year. And our schedule kind of favors us being decent, especially with this new 12-team playoffs. And again, if you're just here, welcome to the post. This is what we're repping today, because the theme for this year is to beat Georgia. That's the goal coming up. And again, if you're just in here, Kalen DeBoer, Kalen, however you want to say his name, Kalen DeBoer, has taken over the University of Alabama, filling huge shoes right there in the wake of Nick Saban. Good thing there's a little bit of an eddy for him to slide into with the way the changing of the guard is right now. So he kind of has a little bit softer landing as opposed to when Alabama was at the top and trying to fill those shoes. Alabama's kind of like, okay, they're all right. They're good, but they're not great, right? They're not the perfect Alabama. And again, 5 folks in here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Drop a comment if you can. Just say what's up. Get your opinion on the matter. How are you feeling about the changing of the guard at Alabama, and how you feel the direction that this could help Tennessee lead, and having a coach who's a little bit green behind the ears when it comes to SEC play. 6 people. Hey, thank you guys if you stopped by. But yeah, drop a comment. How do you feel about the changing of the guard in the SEC with this? I think it's good. I think we have set ourselves up for success. We, as in Tennessee, them balls, y'all, have kind of set ourselves up for success a little bit in this with a coach who he's not familiar with that rivalry. He doesn't have that blood, sweat, and tears like a lot of these guys have now for what the Battle of the Bend really means, what the third Saturday in October really means. So I said it's a great opportunity for us. We got a lot of good recruits coming in. I know we're fighting over some guys that we're hoping to get here. That Lance, offensive tackle, if I'm not mistaken, he was in between us and Oklahoma, tossing that back and forth. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do. Oklahoma was kind of mad because he's asking for money. He left. He had a visit with Tennessee, cut it short to go to Oklahoma. Ended up asking for more money from Oklahoma. The coach wasn't too fond of that, and I think he's going to end up side with Tennessee, which is good because we need offensive linemen at the end of the day. We need them. We need them. We need them. We're losing a lot, potentially losing a lot. We're still looking at maybe if Mincy's staying to go and he's in the transfer portal, but I don't think he has a landing destination just yet. So that's still in the talks. But no, if there's ever a year, ever a time, it would be now for us to capitalize on this. So leave some comments. Talk about me. Let me talk about it. Let me know what you feel about it, how you feeling. Uh, if you like it, say you like it. If you don't, it is what it is. We're gonna have to play these guys either way. So might as well welcome him to his first year in the SEC with a punch in the mouth. A 8-win, 7-win Alabama would be beautiful. Right? That's a great way to start off his career. Let him know that the SEC is a whole different ball game. This is not the Pac-12 anymore. So be prepared. And like I said, they're opening up his first year against the Georgia. Against, I think they play Texas. Let's see who Alabama has this year. Schedule. Let's see. Alabama 2024 has a tough one. This, like I said, it's not an easy one coming. Theirs isn't the hardest by any means. You open up against Western Kentucky. Dub. That's easy one for them. South Florida. It was a little bit iffy last year. They got our OC out there. They're playing a very fast-paced Tennessee-style offense, and it's good. If you can run it, it's great. Then they got Wisconsin. Put a little bit of meat to the schedule right there. Got a bye. Get ready for Georgia. That's one we hadn't seen in a long time. Georgia and Alabama have kind of been running from each other for a while there during the regular season. So it's about time that they actually face each other like everybody else has to, like Tennessee does year in, year out. Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Missouri hops in there. We're about that action. LSU, who wants it, Ole Miss, who tried it. We had to throw some golf balls at Lane for that one, but it is what it is. I digress. Great hit, whoever got that one. But they hit Georgia, then Vanderbilt. Have a little bit of easy one. Then he plays South Carolina. That's an iffy game, especially for a coach who might not be familiar with it, but it's at Alabama. So that should be a win. And then they're coming to Rocky Top. You are coming to Neyland. I can't wait for it. I mean, this is not an easy schedule to step into for any coach, let alone a guy who's never played in the SEC, who hasn't really played SEC level competition, right? Week in, week out, because it's different. It just means more, right? So he got Georgia. He has Vandy, South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, who we have seen now is a sleeper team. They can get it done, right? So you get whooped on Thursday, Saturday in October. Turn around, you go to Missouri. You have Missouri at home. You get another bye week, which is crazy. That now there's just 2 bye week thing going on. It's asinine. That it really is. But it is what it is. Then got LSU. That's another tough one right there. Turn around, they got Mercer, Oklahoma, and Auburn in the Iron Bowl. That is not an easy schedule for any coach, let alone somebody who's first year stepping into huge shoes to fill. Huge. So I'm here for it. I'd love to see. I mean, and arguably they could lose 3 or 4 of these games. They could lose Georgia, Tennessee. They're going to lose Tennessee. Could lose Georgia. Could lose LSU. Could lose Oklahoma. We could potentially see an 8-win, 7-win Alabama. How wild is that? How wild? Wild ain't the word for it. It's ridiculous, and I'm here for it. I'd love to see it. I am here for it to see the fall of Alabama, and it all starts with Saban calling it quits. You love to see it. You love to see it, right? But no, again, this is it's a change of the guard. Tennessee has their time now to step back up to that level where we were. Last time Michigan won, what happened next? We're looking at them balls, y'all. All right. It's our time, it's our opportunity to shine right here. Get these guys who are coming in, pick up this offensive tackle who's looking at coming over. We need to pack that line up, and now it's the time to put some meat on the bones in this transfer portal. We got people wanting to leave Alabama. We got people wanting to leave Oklahoma. We got people potentially wanting to leave Washington with that coach heading out of there. I'm sure he's going to pull some of his guys with him in the transfer portal. It's the nature of the beast right there. When you leave, some guys want to come with you. But it's that time to kind of scoop up some of those guys, figure out how deep these pockets are, right? It's about that time to figure out how deep your pockets are with NIL. And speaking of NIL, if you are still here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you came by, even if it's for a few minutes, to holler at me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But no, it's about that time. People started getting some hits to the head, as we see with NCAA penalizing Florida State football assistant gets a 3-game ban for NIL violations. Right? That's wild. You just got kicked to the curb, and now you got an NIL violation already. You got curb stomped by Georgia just to get an NIL violation this year. NCAA on Thursday announced significant penalties for Florida State football team, including 2-year probation and disassociation with the NIL collective for at least 1 season. That's huge. Huge. For violating rules on using name, like in images, NIL offers as a recruiting inducement. Like you're using that for your recruiting. There's a lot of rules. People think NIL is just a lawless game and you can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to do this, and you can't. In addition, FSU assistant coach, the source's name from ESPN, as offensive coordinator, was suspended 3 games for his involvement. The university also must disassociate with specific boosters for 3 years. So they were offering people money when they shouldn't have been, in ways they shouldn't have been doing. So now one of the coaches gets a 3-game ban for it, and you're getting penalized for 2 years probation and disassociation with its NIL collective for 1 season. That's tough. But we knew it was coming. NIL is time to, NCAA, it's time to start putting your foot down. It's time to get this regulated, because now we're getting a lot of these situations where these cats are only there for the money. It's not the love of the game. And so the coaches understand that. And they say, hey, I got to have an edge on the next guy. So violation is going to happen. At least they're not giving it to him in McDonald's bags. Off the record, JP. Sorry you weren't able to get the Alabama job. Who cares? Now you're at some high school where you deserve to be at the end of the day. But no, Florida State is getting that penalty. Tennessee, you know how we have to do with the money also. You got to pay the piper whenever times come. You screwed up. You cheated, essentially, and it is what it is. That's what happens when you cheat. You end up with some penalties. But no, that's it. It's big to get in here and just talk about Alabama choosing Kalen DeBoer as their new head coach. And that is the changing of the guard. Thank you if you swung by. It's Bros with Mikes, and I'm old Tomcat. Like I said, Will couldn't get in here this time. He just had too many technical difficulties with his computer. Thank you for swinging by. That's all she wrote. Peace.